So first up, we have Son Gohan. He's going to be our first red leader in set 7. His activate main says once per turn, burst 2. Choose one card in your life and add it to your hand. If your opponent has 5 or more life, deal 1 damage to your opponent. That is that is actually a terrifying ability. I mean, sure, it's not crit damage, thankfully, but you're dealing free damage to your opponent while they're probably doing damage to themselves trying to awaken, and you can awaken yourself by doing damage to yourself as well. And then when you're 4 less life, you draw 2 cards and flip them over. So he's not an untapped 2 leader, which is probably a good thing based on that front ability, which is kind of terrifying to be honest. And then we've got the backside, auto sparking 5. When he attacks, draw 1 card. Once per turn, when one of your battle cards activates Alliance, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with 3,000 power or less and KO it. That's pretty impressive on its own. Choose 3 cards in your hand, sparking 5, and place them in the drop area. Choose all of your red and green battle cards, and then both the chosen cards and this card get plus 10,000 power for the duration of the turn. As I said before, I think that'd be really good for cards like for like veggies. I've seen people with other uh, suggestions for what you can do with this leader as well. I think this leader is pretty damn cool, and I think there'll be a lot of different ways you can play this leader. Some people have suggested things like the Yamcha human package and stuff like that as well. Why is there two? I don't understand. It's the same card, right? Stamped. Haha. It's too early. Alright, so our second leader is going to be Broly. He's got critical. When this card is placed in your leader area, choose up to one dormant legend from your deck and activate it. So, new field card that you just search out, like some of the others. Which it's cool that we have a leader that does that again, but at the same time, all the other field cards you kind of have to play on your own for the most part. So I'm hoping that this one isn't too overpowered. When you're at 4 less life, you may draw a card, choose one of your energy, switch it to active mode, and flip this card over. And then we've got the Recurring Nightmare, draw a card when he attacks, and then choose one card in your hand, place it in the drop area, choose one of your opponent's battle cards with 1,000 power or less, and KO it. That's really underwhelming. Hopefully, the field card makes up for the fact that this leader is basically just kind of an attack and draw a card kind of leader. Then we've got Raditz the Oppressor. He's a 1 cost 4,000. When you play this card, draw 1 card. And once per turn, when your opponent switches an energy to active mode using a non-awakened skill during their turn, choose up to one of their energy and place it in the drop area. So he's going to be your red Borgos. I kind of figured we were going to get one of those eventually, but I just wasn't sure when it was going to happen. We got Son Goku Heavenly Salvation. He's a 3 cost 14,000 power. That's kind of an odd number to see. His auto says activate this skill when you play Son Gohan and Son Goten familial bonds in your battle area. If Son Goku Heavenly Salvation isn't in play in your battle area, you may play this card from your hand. So you'll play him for free. Probably be some combination card that goes along with him. When this card is switched to rest mode once per turn, by alliance, if you only have Son Goku, Son Gohan Adolescent, Son Goten, and or Trunks youth cards in play in your battle area, choose this card and up to one of your battle cards and switch them to active mode. Kind of a neat ability that goes along with the alliance support. We haven't really seen much of that yet, so cool to see more cards that involve that new skill. Then we've got Mach Speed Kaioken Son Goku. He's the 3 cost 15,000 counterplay. I think we saw this card already. If a multicolor card's in your energy, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1. When you play this card, choose one of your opponent's battle cards. It gets minus 10,000 power for the duration of the turn. And if it's your opponent's turn, choose one of your opponent's battle cards and it gets minus 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. So you can basically minus 15 something. And if you play it early enough, you're able to KO it. Granted, you're still going to pay 2 energy to negate that play, but I mean, if you got the open energy, it's not too bad. But I personally just don't see it being a whole lot of useful, especially when we've already got cards that reduce energy that are or reduce power. They're counter attack cards, but for one less energy, it just seems, I don't know. Unless you're trying to prevent them from getting that attack damage in the first place, I don't see this being preferable over those counterattack cards. Then we've got Dependable Brothers Son Gohan. Love the art on this card. It's a 4 cost. It's a super rare. It's a 4 cost 20,000 EX Evolve on a Son Gohan Adolescence with an energy cost of 3. And he's got double strike, and his auto says when a card evolves into this card, draw 2 cards. If there are no other cards in play in your battle area, choose up to 1 green Son Goten and 1 green Trunks Youth in with energy costs of 4 from your drop area and play them. This card would go kind of interestingly well with like a Gotenks deck, I suppose. Since you could pitch the Trunks and the Goten for a Gotenks, and then when you had the energy, evolve a Gohan into this Gohan, and then bring back that Trunks and Goten. It'd be kind of interesting, but I'm sure there's probably new Goten and Trunks cards that we'll see in this set. Then we have Helping Hand Son Gohan. He's a 3 cost 15,000 counter attack with the permanent. If during your opponent's turn, if Son Goten and Trunks are in play in your battle area, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 2. So it kind of goes along with the other one. You could negate and then play this Gohan, which you can then evolve into the Super Rare Gohan, but they have to be in play. This one says they have to be in play in your battle area. This says play them from your drop area, so I guess you play them from your battle area, you combo them, you evolve, and then you replay them. Be an interesting way to get to reuse your cards. And then we have Wilderness Training Son Gohan. When you play this card, draw 1 card. Kind of some goofy Kid Gohan art there. Exalted Trio Son Goten. His permanent says only 1 can be in play in your battle area, and if you have a Videl in your battle area, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand and battle area by 1. So you have that Videl out, he's going to be a 1 cost to play. 10,000 power. When this card attacks, if there's a Trunks Youth card in play in your battle area, it gets plus 5,000 and double strike for the duration of the turn. Reminds me of the Trunks Goten combo that we got from World Martial Arts Tournament, except a lot cheaper. Then we have Last Resort Vegeta. He's a 3 cost, 10,000 power with Deflect. And when you play this card from your hand and your leader card is a Raditz card, which is not even red, you may choose 1 card in your hand and place it in your drop area. If you do, choose up to 1 Power Ball from your deck, activate it, then shuffle your deck. So that's going to be kind of cool. Let's see what that Power Ball does. And you're going to activate it for free with Raditz. So I'm guessing Raditz is not going to be a deck that you're going to run just like mono black. So kind of cool to see some Raditz support, even though this is all red-green stuff. And we've got Exalted Trio Trunks. Same permanent, you can only have 1 in the battle area. Reduce it by 1 if Videl is there. When this card attacks, if there's a Son Goten, it gets plus 5,000 in critical. So exactly like the Goten and Trunks from World Martial Arts set, except they're just a little bit weaker, but you play them for a lot cheaper as well. Then we've got Father Figure Piccolo. There it is. There's a 1 cost, 5,000 power. When you play this card, look at up to 7 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 Son Gohan Youth with energy cost of 2 or less among them and add it to your hand. Nice little searcher there for this new set. Krillin, Unforeseen Savior. What in the hell? Why is he in Piccolo's outfit? I don't understand. It says, Era says Broly Saga. Did Krillin wear Piccolo's outfit during the Broly saga? Or during the Broly movie? I don't remember that at all. It's a super combo. Your leader card is red. Life is 4 or less. Draw 1 card. Pretty much any super combo, I feel, regardless of what they are, outside of very specific situations like Hellies or Paragus, if it's not a sparking super combo, it's just inferior. So when they come out with leaders or with super combos like this card's not gonna be played much, and even the foils just aren't gonna be worth anything. There it is. Exalted Trio Videl. She's a 1 cost, 4,000 power. When you play this card, look at up to 3 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 red or green Sun Gohan, Sun Goten, or Trunks Youth card. Add it to your hand and place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck. So you could play her turn 1, search whichever piece you need, then turn 2 you can play both the Goten and Trunks. Or have them in your hand to be able to fusion away. It'd be cool if we got some extra Go Tanks support. Just saying. And then we have Coco Village Princess. I have no idea who this is. It's a 1 cost, 5,000 power. Activate main of once per turn. Choose 1 card in your hand, place it in the drop area, draw 1 card. That's, I don't know, that's pretty lackluster to me. Coco's Grandpa Village Oldster is a 2 cost, 5,000 power. When you play this card, choose 1 Koku from your deck, add it to your hand, and shuffle your. Okay, I don't even remember these characters. They must have been. Granted, I don't remember much about the movie, anyways. We've got Elder Village Guardian. He's a 2 cost, 10,000 power. When you combo with this card and your leader card is red, you may choose 1 card in your hand, place it in your drop area, and if you do, choose up to 3 battle cards with energy costs of 3 or more and a power of 35,000 or less in your drop area, place them at the bottom of your deck, or choose 1 battle card in your opponent's drop area, return it to your opponent's deck, then your opponent shuffles their deck. So it can help you recycle some of your cards, or help you put back one of your opponent's cards that they might be hoping to get back from their drop area. Then we have Natade Village Monster. He's a 2 cost, 20,000 vanilla monster because, we needed more cards like that. We have Shaman Ritual Master. He's a 2 cost, 5,000. When you play this card, draw 1 card. When a card in your opponent's life is placed in their drop area, you may place this card in its owner's drop area. If you do, choose up to 1 red Natade Village Monster with an energy cost of 2 from your deck and play it. I guess you could play him, leave him on the board, but it's only going to get affected by crit damage and not even the burn damage, because it says when it's placed in the drop area from their life, so it would have to be crit damage only. So you couldn't really even take advantage of him with the leaders. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of a waste of 2 energy in my opinion, especially just to bring out a vanilla monster that does nothing. Then we got Broly, Counter Reversal. He's another super rare. He's a 4 cost. It was permanent. It says, during your turn, this card gets plus 5,000 power and can attack battle cards in active mode. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a counter skill, deal 1 damage to them. That's kind of terrifying. Especially since the leader's already doing damage, and then there are other red cards that deal damage, and then now this one's going to deal damage. Thankfully, he doesn't have an evolve skill, but at the same time, we've already got old OG Broly cards that help out with that, so definitely going to be running red-green if you're running the new Broly stuff. Here's the Familiar Bonds extra card that we saw earlier that was mentioned with the Goku. Gains Desire in all areas, so it's a wish card. Oh! If your leader card is red, choose up to 1 red Saiyan card in your drop area with energy cost of 3 or less and 15,000 power or less and play it. If you played a card, choose up to 2 Dragon Ball cards from your deck and add them to your hand. Wow. So they're trying to still bring support to Wish Leaders, even though they're not giving us a new Wish Leader. Your leader just has to be red. I'm not a big fan of the red Wish Leaders, but I will definitely revisit them to see if this card is worth running, or if a red Wish Leader is worth running at all. Dormant Legend. It is a field card like I thought. It's a 2 cost. You can't place cards under this card except with this card's skill. So no being cheeky with Broly, Yamu and Spopovich. When a card in your life is added to your hand or placed in your drop area during your opponent's turn, place the top card of your deck under this card. So if they deal damage to you, the effect is going to trigger. Activate main. If there are 3 or more cards under this card, place this card in your drop area. Choose up to 1 red Broly with an energy cost of 4 from your deck, and then play it. So you're basically going to play the one that burns them. So the more damage they deal to you, the faster you can get this card out to deal damage to them when they activate counter cards. Thankfully, that Broly does not have Barrier, but there is such a card as Strategies of Universe 7, so there's that at least. Then there's Denial of Hope. It's a 2-cost red counterplay. If your leader card is red, if the battle card your opponent is playing has 20,000 power or less, it is placed in its owner's drop area instead of being played. So, we've got a new counterplay for red, and your leader has to be red. I think I would rather play this in Vegito. Because, one, the Broly leader, kind of trash. The Gohan leader's nice, but it just specifies your leader has to be red, and there's so much more you can do with the Vegito leader, and I'm going to keep trying every time new cards come out that I can use with that leader. Then we've got the Final Guardian. Counterattack. If your leader card is red, negate the attack. Choose up to one of your battle cards. It gets plus 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. I guess that would be helpful for like a Deadly Defender or a blocker. This card is in your drop area. You can activate it by paying its energy cost and removing it, and one red card in your hand from the game. So you can use Final Guardian a total of 8 times, which is kind of cool. You still have to pay the energy cost and discard a card, so I'm not sure if that's really worth it, especially when we've got free to play. I mean, you take a card from your life with After Image, but I feel like that's one of the best, if not the best, red negate that we have. When you activate this card, you can't activate Final Guardian for the duration of the turn. So you can't even stack them, so you can't even use it and then use it from your drop, which is kind of, I don't know. At least if you could, it would give you some extra defense, but yeah, I feel like we've already got better red negates than this here. Alright, then up for green. Oh, for green, green is Raditz. Why did I say he was black? Wow. Okay, Raditz leader says, when this card attacks the leader card, your opponent chooses one card from their hand and sends it to their warp. Because that's what we need. Hand destruction that warps cards instead of sending it to the drop. Activate main. Once per turn, look at the top 5 cards from your deck. Choose a red or green Raditz, Vegeta, or Nappa. Among them, add it to your hand, shuffle your deck. If you added a card to your hand, choose one card from your hand and place it in the drop area. So you're not going to bonus off of any cards. But if you don't add a card, say you whiff and there's not one there, you don't have to worry about dropping a card either. So that's really nice and balanced. I don't like when he attacks, though. When your life is 4 or less, you may choose one of your energy, switch to active, and flip it over. So only one energy, untap, no draw. Pretty balanced considering the leader's ability. I wouldn't even be upset if he didn't draw or untap at all. Now, when this card attacks the leader, your opponent chooses one card from their hand, sends it to the warp. Once per turn, choose a red or green Saiyan card in your battle area. Gets plus 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. This card's gross. This card's actually gross. Sending cards to the warp. That'll be an interesting new way to go about hand destruction. That's for sure. And then we've got another Son Goku leader. Of course we do. And he's green, so feet Kamehameha. When this card attacks the leader card, draw one card. When you have 4 or less life, you may draw one card, choose one of your energy, switch to active mode. Super generic on the front. Hopefully the awakened side is worth something. We got Kaioken, Son Goku, training complete. You can't send cards from drop areas to warps. He doesn't have that ability on the front, so I think maybe you can warp stuff on the front, and then once you awaken, you can't. When he attacks, draw a card. Auto burst 7. That's crazy. When your opponent attacks with a card, negate that attack, then negate the skill for the duration of the turn. So once per turn, you can burst 7 cards for a free negate. That's a heavy price. A heavy price. Once per turn, when your life is at 1, choose all of your opponent's battle cards with blocker and KO them. So that's kind of cool. Just go ahead and get rid of all of your opponent's defenses, but you literally have to be at 1 life for that ability to trigger. It's a steep cost for a I don't know. Then we've got a Raditz super rare. I know several people that are happy about that. And he's a one drop too. 4,000 power. When you play this card, draw a card. Activate main for one red and green. Place this card in its owner's drop. If your leader card is a green Saiyan card, choose up to one Vegeta and one Nappa with an energy cost of 2 or less and 10,000 power from your deck. Send them to your warp, then shuffle your deck. At the start of your next main phase, play all the cards into the warp. Buy this skill in your battle area. Huh. So play him turn 1, draw a card. Turn 2, activate the ability. Uh, Place him in the drop, warp them. Then turn 3, you'll get the Vegeta and the Nappa. Uh, Weird little way to swarm. Let's see. Let's see what else we've got as far as one cost super rare and then 4 cost regular rare. 20,000 power. When you play this card, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 3 or less, KO them, then your opponent chooses cards from their hand equal to the number of cards you KO'd with the skill and sends them to their warp. Wow. So, not only did we wanted Raditz support, we were asking for Raditz support, and then Bandai turns around, gives us Raditz support, but then makes it, like, I don't know, I feel like this is like some next level shit. I really like the Raditz stuff, and I cannot wait to build this. Then we've got Unlikely Duo Son Goku. He's a 3 cost, 20,000 power. When you play this card, look it up to 7 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 Earthling and Namekian among them, add it to your hand, and shuffle your deck. I mean, aside from there being an Unlikely Duo Piccolo that goes along with it, I mean, this would help with, like, kind of help because you can use an Earthling. And you're doing red and green, so there's several like green Earthling cards that you could get, and we've got plenty of green Namekians. But what Namekian would you want to add? Besides ones that come in this set, and we got Son Gohan, Hope of the People, more adult Gohan support or adolescence, I should say. He's a 3 cost, 15,000. Only one Hope of the People can be placed in your battle area, and if there's at least one Son Goten, Trunks Youth, and Videl in your drop area, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 2. Okay, so you could play him for 2, and then so you'd play him for 2, or play him for 1 rather, and then you could evolve the red Super Gohan on top of him. But you'd have to have all of them in your drop area, so combo them away, or again, you could run them with Gotenks. I'm kind of disappointed to see there's not any Gotenks support, unless it's a super rare they haven't revealed yet, or maybe Gotenks will be something more than that. Then we have Son Gohan, Momentary Awakening. He's a 1 cost, 5,000 power. When you play this card, look at up 7 cards from the top of your deck. Choose a green Son Goku among them and add it to your hand. Alright, so a good turn 1 searcher. We have Son Goten Out Adventuring. He's a 4 cost, 15,000 power. EX Evolve on a red Son Goten with an energy cost of 2. So the Goten and Trunks that you played together that we looked at earlier, this is going to evolve on top of that Goten. When a card evolves into this card, if your leader card is a Son Gohan Adolescence, not a lot of those we have, so you're definitely running the red one for sure. Unless you're running the Blue Universe 7 leader, which I don't know how you would possibly make that work with this support. When a card evolves into this card and your leader card is Son Gohan, draw 1 card, switch this card to active mode, and then choose one of your opponent's battle cards. Energy cost of 4 or less and KO it. So no crit, no double, nothing like that, and it's only 15,000. What else is he really going to do? We got Great Ape Vegeta, Energy Manipulation. He's a 6 cost, 30,000 Great Ape. Ooh, can we do green, yellow Great Apes with this? If there's a Power Ball, activate main. If there's a Power Ball in your battle area and Great Ape Vegeta, Energy Manipulation is not in play in your battle area, play this card on top of a Vegeta in your battle area with an energy cost of 3. So, if there's Power Ball, so you play the Vegeta, get out the Power Ball, and then you can just play this on top of it for free. Whoa. I mean, he doesn't have Double Strike or anything, but a 30,000 card out that soon? And doesn't the Raditz The one drop Raditz lets you just warp it in for free. When you play this card, activate this skill. Until the end of your opponent's next turn, this card can't be KO'd by skills or battle, or be removed from the battle area by skills. Holy crap. When this card is placed in a drop area from a battle area by a skill, you may choose one red card and one green card in your energy, switch them to rest mode. If you do choose up to one Vegeta that is both red and green in your drop area with energy cost of 6 or less and play it. Oh boy. I definitely see some things I really cannot wait to do with this. Really, really cannot wait to do with this. Oh man, that Great Ape Vegeta is. I think it's fantastic, and I've got a lot of ideas for that one. Then we got Vegeta the Cruel. We've already seen this one. It's a counterplay, 3 costs, 15,000. If a multi card is in your energy, reduce the energy cost by 1. And when you play this card during your opponent's turn, choose one of your opponent's battle cards. Energy cost 4 or less, KO it, and then your opponent chooses one card in their hand, sends it to their warp. So, 2 energy, you KO a card. You get a 15k beater out, and your opponent warps another card in their hand. So, and it's basically a wow, I can think of that card, but the name just it's there. I just can't read it. It's like I'm dyslexic. Uh, the negate, yeah, it's gone. It's like that with legs. Wow. Then we got Trunks out adventuring. He's a 4 cost 10,000. That's even worse. He's a blocker. He's got EX Evolve under that red Trunks. And he's got Revenge. Okay, so he's a Revenge blocker. When a card evolves into this card and your leader is a Son Gohan Adolescence, draw one card, switch this card to active mode. So, I don't know. I think I would rather have the attackers, to be honest. This one might be okay, but because it's a revenge blocker, but even so, it seems underwhelming to me. There we go. More Piccolo, more Namekian. He's a super rare. That means we're getting an SPR. So we'll have an SPR Raditz and an SPR Piccolo for green. That's awesome. If you have a green Son Goku with 20,000 power in your battle area and Piccolo's special beam cannon unleashed isn't in play in your battle area, you can play this card from your hand without paying its energy cost. Once per turn, choose one Son Goku with 20,000 power or more in your battle area. Place it in Sona's drop. Choose one. Choose one of your opponent's battle cards. The energy cost of 2 or less, ignoring barrier, and KO it. If you KO'd a card, your opponent chooses 2 cards in their hand and places them in the drop area. Ooh. And choose one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. So, wow. So this Piccolo, first of all, the art is just amazing. But I can see... Whoa, I've got ideas for this. It's scary, but I have ideas for this. Then we've got Krillin. He's a 1 cost 10,000 power for green. We've got Kamehameha Blast Yamcha. He's a 2 cost super combo, 4 less life, draw 1 card. Sorry, Yamcha, you probably aren't going to get played. Same thing with that Krillin. I'm just being honest with you. We've got Sorrowful Strike Tien Shinhan. He's a 2 cost 10,000 power. When you combo with this card and your leader card is green, you may choose 1 card in your hand, place it in your drop area. If you do, choose 1. Choose up to 3 battle cards, so energy cost of 3 or more, and power of 35,000 or less in your drop area. Place them at the bottom of your deck in any order. Choose 1 battle card in your opponent's drop area, return it to its owner's deck, and then your opponent shuffles the deck. So same as the red support. Again, unless you're trying to recycle cards. I mean, it doesn't have a combo cost, which is nice. So you can just, have it in your deck just for the sake of comboing to put stuff back in your deck. But I don't know. It seems kind of gimmicky. I probably would not run 4 of them. Maybe a 2 of. Then we've got Chaozu, Desperate Measures. Of course, this was going to be a card. It's a 1 cost 1,000. Activate main. Place this card in its owner's drop area. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards. The energy cost of 2 or less and KO it. I feel like there's better cards, looking at you, Father Son Kamehameha, if I want to play a 1 cost to remove a battle card. Yeah, but we knew this was going to be a card. I'm surprised they didn't make it like a secret rare, just for the memes. Then we got Yajirobe Lying in Wait. He's a 2 cost, 5,000 power. When you play this card, choose up to one Vegeta card with an energy cost of 6 or less in a battle area and place it in its owner's drop area. Oh wow! So you could just force your own Vegeta into the ape into the drop area to get out whatever 6 cost they're referring to. We got Urgent Aid Kami. He's a 1 cost 4,000 power. When you play this card, draw 1 card. And once per turn, when your opponent switches energy to active mode using a non-awakened skill during their turn, choose up to one of your opponent's energy and place it in its owner's drop area. We knew green was going to get one of these as well. And now all 4 colors have one. I don't remember if black does or not. So that might be the only color that doesn't have one. But all of the 4 main colors do. And he's Namekian and God, so that's going to go fantastically with the with that card from the Power Booster set. So definitely like that card. Now we're going to be getting into the rest of green and some of the red-green stuff. We got Nappa the Cultivator. He's a 2 cost 10,000. Choose 1 card in your hand, place it in the drop area. Choose 1 Cybermen card from your deck, play it, shuffle your deck. Yeah. We knew that we were going to get a Nappa Cybermen card too. And people have been asking about it. Granted, people have been asking for the stupid farmer with the shotgun. Hopefully Bandai doesn't pander to those people. No offense if you're one of them, but at least Nap and the Cybermen made some sort of sense. And speaking of, here's the Cybermen, Endless Explosions. It's a 1 cost 4,000 blocker. Permanent says you can include as many copies of this card in your deck as you like. Kind of predictable, but when this card is KO'd, choose one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 1 or less and KO it. So really not doing a whole lot, but you can, swarm up on free blockers, I suppose. I'm not really sure there'll be a whole lot helpful, since they're only KOing 1 cost, but, if you wanted to make some cheeky shit with it, and, who knows, I might try that at myself as well. Alright, then we got Super Saiyan Broly, Legend Unleashed. He's a 3 cost 19,000. Activate main says, if your opponent has 3 or more energy, choose 1 dormant legend in your battle area, place it in its owner's drop area, then play this card from your hand. So, you can choose to play the red Broly with dormant legend, or you can pitch it to play this Broly. His auto says, when you play this card for the duration of the turn, if your leader card is a red Broly, you can activate its awakened skill even if you have 5 or more life. Not really relevant because the Broly leader is still terrible. I don't know why you would do that. I don't know why you would do that over playing the red one that's going to burn them when they counter. Then we've got Double Sunday. We knew we were getting this card as well. This set's actually pretty predictable based on a lot of things we've been asking for, but I know none of us are complaining about it. If your leader card is a Raditz card, it gets plus 15,000 for the duration of the battle. Then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost of 2 or less, and KO it. So, I feel like it doesn't really go... I mean, it kind of goes with the theme a little bit, with KOing little guys, but I feel like it would have been better if it was more akin to the Android 16 Super Combo, where you would force your opponent to warp a card. But, I mean, I don't know that it'll be used except for just for the sake that it's Double Sunday. And then here's Powerball. It's a field card, actually. When this card is placed in the battle area, choose up to 1 green grade 8 from your deck, add it to your hand, then shuffle your deck. So, it searches out the green Vegeta. So you're going to do the Raditz trick, get out the Vegeta, which gets out the Powerball, which searches the grade 8, which then lets you play the grade 8 for free. Activate main, switch this card to rest mode, choose 1 red or green Saiyan card in your battle area. It gets plus 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. So that's kind of cool. No energy cost there. So it's basically a once per turn combo once you've played it and gotten out that free grade 8. Not a terrible card. Definitely going to have a lot of fun building a deck around this one. Then we got Hidden Power of the Saiyans. It's a 2-cost counterplay. If your leader card's green, your opponent may play the battle card they're playing in its owner's drop area instead of playing it. If they didn't, your opponent chooses 2 cards in their hand and places them in the drop area. So they either play the card, or they discard 2 cards, or they let the card go to the drop without getting its abilities. So a lot more counterplay we're seeing, which is also nice because we've been saying how none of the colors besides yellow had counter stuff, and besides counter attacks, and we were wanting more interaction with our opponent, and this set definitely has all of that. Then we've got for the greater good, it's a one cost counter attack. If your leader card is green, negate the attack. Choose one of your opponent's battle cards, the energy cost of one, and KO it. Um, Again, the death ball is gonna be is just gonna be a better counter card. If the cards in your drop, you can activate by paying the energy cost, removing a green card in your hand from the game, and you can only activate one a turn. Yeah, I still just see death ball being a better card. I mean, this would be if you wanted the extra option of more counters without um, taking up extra deck space, sure, but yeah, I don't know. It's lackluster, and energy cost of one and KO it. Yeah, and yeah, to me, Death Ball is just a better card. You can play it without paying energy, and get yourself a card to replace it as well. All right, then we've got the red green cards. We've got they just had to do the red green. I know the mouse is in the video, but the red green on all of these. Oh, it looks like a really terrible 5-year-old's Christmas design. He's a 7 cost 25,000. He's a super rare. He's got deflect and energy exhaust. This permanent says if there are 20 or more red or green cards in your drop area, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 2. So he's still a 5 cost. When your life reaches 1 for the duration of the turn, this card gets triple strike, dual attack, and can't be KO'd by your opponent's skills. Activate main. Choose one card in your life and add it to your hand. Your opponent reveals their hand. You choose up to one card from it, placing the drop, and this card gets plus 25,000 power for the duration of the turn. Holy shit. And that's not once per turn, so... Oh my god, this is terrifying. I mean, they have to have 20 or more cards in their drop to get that reduction, but if they get this Goku out, and you don't have a way to negate it, you're screwed. Because they can just activate main, add a card, make you pitch, add a card, make you pitch, add a card, make you pitch, and then all the while it's getting plus 25,000. Ooh, that Goku, that's gonna be scary. It has to have 2 red and 3 green, so you have to play it in a multicolor. I I have ideas. I have ideas, and those of you that I've talked to in length, in great detail about different deck ideas, you probably know what I'm thinking, and I'm definitely looking forward to talking to you guys about what we can do with this. We've got Son Goku and Piccolo budding friendship. I thought it said building, but okay. It's a 2 cost, 10,000 power, energy exhaust, and alliance red green. You activate this skill by choosing a green blah blah. This card gains power equal to the total number of cards switched to rest mode by the skill for the duration of the battle. And if you switch the Son Gohan Youth, draw 2 cards and gains critical for the duration of the turn. So that's not bad, and I kind of like that one. Um, draw 2 and crit. Yeah, I mean, doesn't get the power boost, so they can easily combo one card away, but you're netting 2 cards for that, so that's not bad at all. Then we've got what looks like it's going to be another super rare. It is Son Gohan and Son Goten Familial Bonds, Energy Exhaust, and Alliance Red-Green with Triple Strike. When you play this card, activate this skill for the duration of the turn. When your opponent uses a skill to play a battle card, your opponent chooses 2 cards from their life and places them in their drop area. Ooh. So, you're not playing battle cards at all, except by just straight up hard casting them. That's a wow. Now I wonder if that would hit. I guess that would hit stuff like the Great Ape Vegeta because you're still evolving him with his own skill. Ooh, wow. Okay, so burn is definitely going to be a terrifying thing now, since it's actually kind of its own archetype instead of just a bunch of burn support, since we have a leader that does it. Then we've got Vegeta, Saiyan Elite. There's the green 6-drop we were looking for. He's also going to be a super rare, so we're going to get a cool SPR of my favorite version of Vegeta. I just love the armor from the Saiyan Saga. Double Strike, Energy Exhaust, once per turn. When this card attacks, your opponent chooses 2 cards in their hand, sends them to the warp. Oh my god, stop. Activate main for 1 red, 1 green. If your leader card is a green Saiyan card, deal 1 damage to your opponent. This has got to stop. We've got to stop. We're going into dangerous territory. I love this card. Oh my god. I can't abuse this one with Vegito, though, because your leader has to be green, but I don't care. We're going to use Raditz all day with that. Then we got Broly, Tragedy Foretold. He's a 6-cost, 30,000 power. Arrival, red-green. Energy Exhaust. Only 1 can be played in your battle area. You can't play it if it's unless Dormant Legend is in your drop area. When you play this card, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier. They get minus 15,000 power till the end of your opponent's turn. Wow. Okay, so more energy reduction, so you could do like Baby Broly, kind of like how I did with my variant. When your opponent combos, you may choose 1 card in your opponent's combo area and place it in its owner's drop area. If you do, negate the skill for the duration of the turn. This Broly's just gross. I don't like it as much as I like the Vegeta and the Goku, but still, this card is really cool to be able to play with like an OG Broly deck. Then we got Broly Rapid Barrage. He's a 4-cost 20,000 with Arrival red-green for 1 red. You can only have 1 in your battle area, and you have the Dormant Legend in the drop. When you play this card, choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards. It gets minus 10,000 power until the end of their turn. When your opponent combos, you may choose 1 card in your hand, place it in the drop area. If you do, choose 1 card in your opponent's combo area, place it in their drop area, then negate the skill for the duration of the turn. So you could combine that with the other Broly and just start dropping all their cards every time they combo. Then we've got Broly Demonic Origins. He's a 2-cost 15,000 red-green with Energy Exhaust. If there's a card that is both red and green in your energy area, negate this card's Energy Exhaust skill in all areas. When you play this card, your opponent chooses 1 card from their hand, places it in the drop area. So just a lot of discarding, a lot of warping, a lot of your opponent's not allowed to have cards. This is there's a lot of different ways you can play this new stuff, and I like it. I like it a lot. And that's going to be all the cards for set 6. For set 7, I am a set behind. I personally am looking forward more to the green support than I am the red support. Definitely with cards like Raditz and the Great Ape Vegeta card. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think of red and green so far. I think they've got a lot of potential, and I've already got several deck ideas in mind for everything I've seen. I probably need to write them all down so I don't actually lose track of them. But let me know in the comments below what you guys are excited for and what you think might help define, we'll call it the meta. That's not really what I'm looking for, but just might change the way the game is played. I don't look at it as just a top-tier competitive level, but also what you could play on a local level or just in fun in general. But with that, this is a long-ass video, so we're going to get the frig out of here, and we'll see you guys in the next video.